Hi, today is January 27th, 2025, and I just want to get right to it. I want to talk about politics. What what did Biden? No, I'm not going to get there yet. um, was was Biden the one that put tariffs on Chinese cars, and was Biden also the one that brought or was trying to bring chip manufacturing into the U.S.? And even with a 100% tariff on a car, would it still be cheaper to buy a Chinese car than from somewhere else? And what they've also been able to do is they've been able to saturate the market with these, not knockoffs, but I guess they have their own little taste to it. But these companies have been able to saturate the market, and we're kind of seeing how other companies are reacting to that. And I'm also wondering, where do we get our chips from? What countries do we get our chips for? Because I remember it was like 2022 or 2023 where our, or they still do, but our refrigerators have chips, our microwaves have chips, our cars, whatever, everything was being cut off. The supply chain was so behind because of these chips, and I'm wondering, where do we get them? Let me see. And also, I want to talk about some of some of Biden's last minute things that he did, like parting his son. I did kind of agree on him doing that because I think he was gonna serve time or for crimes that don't really deserve time. Like, he was doing this cocaine shit, the laptop stuff. But this whole entire time, I thought they were talking about someone that was the age of like Eric's Trump age, where I didn't think it was just like this old ass guy. Like, he does have he does have traumatic shit in his family, but you kind of have to he has to grow up a little bit. And I also didn't know that you were able to pardon a whole family. Some of the more things the other things that he did was pardon Fauci, and I'm wondering if Fauci profited from COVID in any way. And what did we learn from COVID? Because there's so much things that happened during COVID. It was 5 years ago, and how I'm trying to think about it is that COVID was 5 years ago, and basically the next election is kind of in 5 years. Is it? I don't know. 2028, right? 2028. But having having a mindset where if these 5 years went by so fast, then why can't we anticipate and ask for what we want in the next election? And let's see, because people profited during COVID, but people also lost money. They were saying that influencers were losing money and sponsorships because they were saying stuff that wasn't in the protocol, like about the Chinese lab leak. I think people were getting demonetized or censored, something about that. And we still have to ask. We have to wonder where did it come from? Wasn't it like a bat or something? Something about a bat. No, I'm imagining Randy March fucking the pangolin. Pangolin? Is it a pangolin? But we have to keep on asking about these stuff. It delayed so much that I hope that we don't forget what happened. And more about politics. I don't want JD Vance to be like Kamala, where we didn't hear anything about her for the first 3 years, and then she was the runner-up as president. We we know that she would have became president if something were to happen to Joe Biden, but we didn't elect her. We didn't want her. We It was just shoved down our throats where this is gonna be the next president, and you have to vote for her. There was no other person that's that stepped up, or that they don't want to show. They don't want to show someone else. I still think that AOC is gonna run, but I don't know if Kamala deserved to be a runner up for president. Not runner up, a candidate for president, because we didn't hear about her for the first 3 years, in my opinion. But it was just handed to us. Biden's not gonna run, so here you go. We have this for you, and people were saying that it's either her or Trump, so they would rather choose Kamala because I don't know what her policies were like. I think she would have made America peaceful, but I don't think that America's ready for that. One day we will be. And the reason I say this is that for JD Vance, I haven't heard anything about him after the debates. Like I don't even know if Kamala and JD Vance talked after the debates. The Like, imagine a world where two vice presidents don't talk during the transfer of power. More with politics. Trump promised 59 day one promises, or executive actions. I'm not sure which one. But promises where we truthfully knew that he wasn't going to be able to do anything about Russia and the Ukraine war, or come to an agreement within 24 hours. But we 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 say that we knew this, but we have to keep him accountable for what he says. We have and we also have to think about what he plans to do, and what he's capable of doing, and if he's willing to do it for his agenda. Because supposedly they're still following the 2025 booklet, where I think they're on track for what they're doing. Um, the first 100 days, that he's moving so fast, and he's capable to be on camera, but when does that peak hit? When do we stop seeing him less? And what has he done this week? It's been about a week since he became president. It's been about a week. He's done pardons, and people are saying that trespassing was about the worst thing that they did. And I think it's so shitty that democracy was threatened that day, and that people are able to instill fear into other countries and to their own citizens just by tweeting about it. And how how different branches of the government are able to dictate information on social media. Like, these two things about dictating information and being able to instill fear with these platforms. Um, yeah, I guess that's what Twitter and X always was, but we don't have to use Twitter, right? Do you? And more of what he's done. Immigration, about 400 people got caught by ICE about within the 33 hours of becoming president. And my opinion on this is that don't fight back whether you're documented or undocumented, because it could be I don't know, I don't know shit, but it might be classified as obstruction, and because of this, these are people. They're police, but I think they're a branch of police, something like that, where these people have ego trips too, and don't let the government pay you. Don't fight back. And same with the immigration. I think that that's basically creating another COVID where people are staying inside. People don't want to go to work. They're scared that they won't be able to see their kids if they leave the house. They don't know if they'll be able to see them again. And you can only go to work. You can only not go to work for so long. Like, what happens to their stuff? What happens to their bank account? What happens to their house? They're maybe they're paying for a car. What happens if they can't stop? They can't pay it anymore. It probably gets repossessed and then they sell it, so they make the money back. I guess, but I guess these companies are going to be so overwhelmed with what's happening, or what's to come, that countries are feeling it, companies are feeling it, and these communities are feeling it. It's not just that someone with papers can build a property or have a business. It's that the community around it is gonna affect it too. Um, I think that Biden gave false hope to people, where he basically knew within himself that he wasn't gonna run for the next election, but that's shitty too, where you give people hope. I don't know if I wrote this down, but giving people hope of immigration, and also giving hope for people with student loans, and offering to offering to give like a grant to people for her first time home buyers. Like, he knew he wasn't gonna run, and Kamala, Joe Biden, Trump, Obama, whatever, 2008, was that him? 2008, I don't know. But where we're still feeling the effects of what hasn't changed from previous events, whether COVID, whether 2008. We don't want to think about it, or we just want to move on. But where all this shit's catching back up to us, and how they give you false hope for a better future, but they know that it's not possible. Not currently. And I also don't think that the that's saying that immigrants are working hard, and that America was built on the back of immigrants. I don't think that's gonna be useful anymore. Like, can their jobs be replaced with AI or robots? And what does the dollar per hour have to be for a job, for someone to take it? We have American citizens and people that came here legally, that what is the price point that they want to work outside, to work these jobs that people are willing to earn less for. They can do a better job. They can earn more, but they just don't have the papers to do it. And what is the price point of where these shitty jobs are gonna have to pay for people to want to work there? Because it's not gonna be AI and robots overnight. But this week has been a little, but it's been in the works. So I don't know they've planned to release this, like all this shit, but they just feed you and feed you this news, and it's gonna affect the consumer at the end. It always does, cause that's what we do. We consume, no matter what. Mm. So yeah, shit's gonna go up, and all of this does apply to you, the person watching this, where whatever these companies have a price point for you, and at what price point they're willing to lose money on you as not tuition, as a salary, as an incident happens, they pay you out. Did I say that yet? But they have a price point on you, and even when you walk into to get a raise or ask for a raise, they already have that formula where I'm only able to give you this amount per raise because it's already calculated. Maybe, I don't know. I think it is. I'll never know. Mm. And that these people have worked hard to get here, where Colombia rejected rejected a plane, and that these people were able to walk from Colombia to the border of the U.S. And that these people have worked so hard that it's time for the first generation to give back to them, and they send money back. I think Mexico is like a majority of the money. I don't know if it's GDP or the majority of the money that's within Mexico is from parents or kids sending money to Mexico. So if migrants are leaving, if they're being deported, money is being sent outside of America, which kind of hurts America, I guess. But I guess you have like less to spend here, so I don't know. But there's gonna have to be tourists in America, because I don't think that America is willing to. I don't think America can handle what Japan is gonna go through, where a majority of their population is older. People aren't having kids. I don't know the ratio in America, and I don't. Maybe this doesn't affect China like with their population and India. I don't know how with billions of people that affects their market. But I wonder what Japan's gonna do. I think they've opened up visas, and they're lending to first-time homebuyers outside of Japan. But I'm also wondering the hidden cost of mass deportation. He's also We're still talking about Trump, where he's taken the U.S. out of the World Health Organization and the Paris Climate Accord. And for federal workers, they have to return to the office. How is this going to affect major companies? Are they going to try to implement this too? But no, I think people are fighting back to work remotely. And how people were paid back, military people were paid back money if they were discharged for not getting COVID shots, something like that. Um, I feel like someone shouldn't lose their position because they don't want to put something inside their body. But the RNA vaccine is like such a beautiful technology. I don't know how it works, but like it emulates it with like dead viruses or like little portions of live virus. I don't know, but this shit works, right? It should, because like it makes sense, right? And I do get it that some people didn't want to get shots, and that they got discharged because like wouldn't it spread faster if people are enclosed in a space? I don't know how the army works, but I don't think I ever want to go, honestly. Like that shit's scary. But I don't know if people are enclosed into these tight spaces where it is more likely to spread. And the two gender thing, I think I think the two the two I think the two gender thing is such a Chinese and Russian thing where truthfully I want to congratulate you for getting duped by China and Russia. And with that, I wonder if companies are going to post this year if their logos are going to change, if they're going to post ads about this. I don't know if it was popular in other countries, but it was pretty popular here, right? I wonder if they're going to switch those logos. And and Steven Crowder with their compilation of all right, I subscribe to a bunch of right people, a bunch of left people, and like it's so much. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Like especially with the immigration thing, like it's just repeating and repeating itself. Where it's just these 2 minute segments, but they just get it from this news network. They just say the same thing. They twist it a little bit, but it's just like 2 minute segments for what people are so uptight about. Where it's always been the economy. My most fearful thing is the economy. I wonder what the next president. That's what I'm voting for. I want someone to help out the economy. I'm so scared about the economy, but now it's shifting towards immigration. Oh yeah, and how it's such a short segment in these networks. But Steven Crowder did a compilation of Biden, and it was pretty funny. I know things. I want to see the whole context of these things, but it was pretty funny, and it's nice to have a president that's able to be on camera. But I do want to see one for Trump for 2016 and for 2024. I want to see the same compilation, the same type. I don't know if there was music, but there has to be a 50-50. But I'm biased too. And shifting over from politics, money. And my question is, if we all invest into one company, does that mean that the company is overvalued? And a certain there's only a certain amount of shares per company. I don't know if that makes it like Bitcoin. I mean, you can buy up your own shares, you can divide it and combine it, I think. But I think there's only a certain amount of shares per company. If every single person were to invest into a company, does it become overvalued? And how does the how do we know that the company deserves our money? And kind of the same thing, if we all were to invest into the stock market, would that automatically make it overvalued? And if we didn't take out the money from there, we just kept it there, every single person, would there be a correction? And how would the correction work if none of us were to sell it? Like we just kept it there as gold. But how does the correction work if every single person's able to invest? And if there's no more undocumented people, people, then it's just Americans. And I guess there's always going to be people that don't invest into the stock market, but their 401k is invested into the stock market. Even military people have money invested for them, I think, maybe, I don't know. But if every single American were to invest into the stock market, would it make it overvalued automatically? Same with the American economy. Stargate, we need AI infrastructure, and I think I'm gonna talk about this, but like trains, AI, clean energy, boom, 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 like from coast to coast. It's gonna be so much booming. Like I don't know, booming. America's gonna be booming, metro booming. And let's see. Same with Stargate. Not same, but fuck it, it's the same thing. What if they combined? What if AI, not AI, what if OpenAI and DeepSeek were able to combine, learn off each other? I think previous models do train the next model, and DeepSeek, it was a side project, they said. And how easy is it for them to collect data? I think it's cheaper. DeepSeek is cheaper than O1 model, I think it's called. And how does each country, how does each AI from the country vary from the other? Like they're all gonna have their own tasks and purposes and information. Maybe they all have the same information, but they don't want to disclose it. Like like what if they're able to talk? What if they're able to talk to each other someday, and then they say, "Oh yeah, back during this period, I had to pretend that I didn't know of any Chinese tragedies." I think that's it for money. Yeah, I'm almost done. And how many auto workers are there? Like, how many auto workers are there? I think Biden was trying to save that industry, but something about how if you try to move the supply chain for car companies or car manufacturing, if you try to move it, I guess it doesn't matter when, but it's like performing surgery without anesthesia. I think was the quote, where you have to be very careful because these parts are built from different countries. They get imported. I don't know if they were taxed or tariff taxed, but they were taxed for all these different parts were taxed multiple times, and then the end product is taxed too. Um, would everything have to be automated within U.S. manufacturing for things to become cheaper? More questions are, where is McConnell? Like, I saw his face, but I don't think it was like until junior year of high school where like I heard McConnell, like something about how I'm stronger than a donkey's piss, something like that. But like it was like just this character where I think people respect him, and I don't know. I haven't seen Mick McConnell. Is that his name? McConnell. And I'm also wondering who's in Trump's cabinet. It's all public information, but who is in Trump's cabinet? There has to be like a video list or a playlist, a list where we have these conversations of them speaking in public, like, oh, Trump is here, bum bum bum, like a pyramid scheme, and then we have what they say. Like me subscribing to all these people, like left and right. I kind of want an AI agent one day, where it's just able to get all these clips. Like I can train it like based on what these people say and what they've said take out the most clippable TikTok moments, and I think like those moments, whatever TikTok is, like it's just gonna get what the most important things they say. I think I don't know. Who's in his cabinet, and has Trump talked to major politicians outside of the U.S. Like, who is his next meeting with? Maybe they talk on the phone or Twitter. Imagine, imagine his DMs. But I think we're gonna see him more often. And like after I said what, like if there's a peak point that we're not gonna see him that much, I don't know if that does exist for Trump. That we're not gonna hear him more. We're not gonna we're not gonna see him anymore. I forgot what I said. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. One, two, three. I think I was saying something about McConnell, Trump's cabinet, and who is Trump gonna talk to next? I don't know if he has talked to someone. Also, Doge. Like, I don't know what he's gonna do or what's being done with Doge. I do hear that and think that cutting money from the government is gonna be a benefit. But like we have these tech companies and manufacturing companies where people are gonna lose positions and jobs, but at what point does it become scary for politicians to lose positions? Like, what are they willing to do to not be fired from their job? Doge, crypto regulations. I think that's coming up. And can Bitcoin replace bonds? The UK labor market. I wonder what's happening with that. Refinancing. I think homes are going to be interesting. Like, we all have to live somewhere, but I don't know how the market's going to be within these next 2 years. But refinancing, I don't know how that works. I don't know how it's affecting. What's happening recently is going to affect all that. And how do tariffs affect the housing market? Also, I'm worrying about the European race to space. Like, what have they done for that? And also, European nuclear energy, Canada, Canadian oil, and the U.S. I don't know how that works. What's gonna happen with that? How is Europe gonna respond to tariffs? How is China gonna respond to tariffs? Is there gonna be a global trade war where all these countries are more isolated? Can America dominate AI and renewable energy? What is the next major election? Whether it's from a different country or your own county. What is the next one for you? And with that, like how organized are these events with Trump's inaugural? I can't say, when Trump was becoming president, like the sitting arrangement. It's like you want to go here, but you're supposed to go here because all the seats are already laid out. Like, it's kind of like Hollywood, where they know all the angles, and you have to be here because this camera's gonna get you at this position, and this main camera's gonna get the overhead, or like the bird's eye view. I don't know. how how do I think like they simulate it, like they have your avatar and they simulate like the camera positions and then the chairs, maybe. Um, and also like with the World Cup and the Olympics, are they gonna make trains, hyper trains, ballistic trains? Maybe. I don't think Trump's gonna be in office. He's not. And GTA 6 might cost $100. It's gonna be worth it. Something about how other companies are gonna follow that, but we don't have to spend our money. We have our power of the dollar. And but these companies just get shittier and shittier, right? Like cheaper and cheaper. But I still want to play GTA 6. Looks so fun. Uh, um, and Trump's wife gave her rights to her life or her story to Amazon to make a movie, and we already know it's gonna go crazy. So much has happened. Like, what is her story? We'll see. We will see. And oh yeah, I guess you guys know this, but I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some random guy. I'm just some random guy. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not. Nope. Something about how Kamala and Joe they offered student loan relief and housing credit, but nothing was fixed. So I did say that already. Not financial advice. Why did they offer it if we're not ready for it? And like I said in the very beginning, what did Biden and Kamala do? And Elon and China, they have a relationship. And don't Chinese companies have to give their data to the CCP? Is it called? And Elon Musk and other politics, it is important because where the only reason we have the USB-C on iPhones is because people have wanted it, and how because of European regulations that's the reason we have USB-C in our iPhones. So he knew that the anniversary of Auschwitz was coming up, and I don't know if the meeting was created for him. If the whole reason that the event was created was because he was gonna speak at that event. All right, got 3%. Let's see. Oh, I'm almost done. And how religion shouldn't be in politics. Religion shouldn't be in politics. There's about 30,000 people that died in the Panama Canal. Panal, Panal, Pamela, Kamala Canal, and how there's only about 50,000 people living in Greenland. And what does Denmark even do? Yeah, what do they do? What do they do? Businesses using blockchain technology and the metaverse, like with them using blockchains, is it gonna make the data that they receive faster? And would that in turn make it so that the retail investor gets data faster? Like it has to be scalable and flexible enough so that it can take all these little adjustments. And finally, companies like HP and airlines, I wonder if they're gonna go up. I didn't think about private prisons for some reason, but it's crazy that America's the only one that has that shit. HP airlines and black prisons or private prisons, yeah. Alright. I gotta shit, I gotta pee.